Hi guys, wanted to share with you a quick video of a project I've been working on here over the holidays. This is the beginning of a couple of creek scenes that I was going to build, and I thought about it after I finished the first scene and I was working partway through the second one that it'd been nice to have documented the progress on how it goes. But since I forgot about that, I have just a couple shots here, one of a partially completed scene and one of the completed one that I can show you. But to do this, it was relatively simple. I have a foam base underneath the layout, which is about 2 inches deep. So all I did was at these locations I carved out the foam using knives, like knife tools, to cut it all out. And this foam is really crumbly. It is the pink foam, but it likes to crumble in different ways, so it was almost easier to cut it vertically rather than at an angle. And then after I cut in the trench, I then used Sculpta Mold, which is a plaster type material you mix with water, and with that I could create more of the embankments, and it dries fairly, depending on how wet it is, it dries fairly quickly, and it'll go a couple hours before it's like rubbery, and then you can add other details to it. So I bought this Culvert Kit from Walthers, and it comes with 2 pipe culverts and 2 box culverts. Currently I'm just using the box culverts, and it has a little extension on the back side so it goes back into the terrain. So when I cut the foam, I cut like a little tunnel, and then put the it was sitting a little bit too low because I cut the foam all the way down to the plywood base. So I shimmed it up with some shims. I had some wooden shims and brought it up, maybe not quite a 1/4 inch from the base. And then also painted it with some acrylic paints, a concrete color, and stuck it in there to get an idea of how it will fit. So, and then I stuck it in there and then put the Sculpta Mold around it and got that all formed in. Then I also masked it off, taped after I glued it in and masked it off, then I taped over the front of it so it, so I wouldn't ruin the paint, and I took a light spray coat of some brown paint that I had, just to put some color to the white. You can also, I believe, color the Sculpta Mold as you're mixing it with color as well, but I didn't do that. So anyway, back to the current, and after it got set a little bit, I added these rocks into it and pressed them into the Sculpta Mold. And so that's kind of where this currently is. Also put little gravel at the bottom of the creek here, so you can kind of see the gravel in there. So that's kind of where this one's at. Now I'll explain what I'm going to do next, and then I'll show you the final result on the other side. So the next thing I do is I mix acrylic paints using burnt umber, raw sienna, and just a touch of white, and using kind of like an artist palette idea. I actually just put them on a piece of cardboard, but I kind of mix the colors into different arrangements. That's kind of how I did the hills back here behind the mine. You can probably see in this area here. So you can create different colors. You have some rusty areas, some darker areas, and it comes out really good. And then the white kind of highlights various parts of the rocks. So I'll be painting that next. And then after that's done, then around the perimeter, I have static grass, both the mats and the applicator. So I'll add static grass and weeds. And then in the future, which I don't have yet, I want to pour just a little bit of water using either the Woodland Scenics or the 2-part Biotex, or I forget what it's called, but the water stuff, and put a little trickle of water in there, and then add figures and finish off the scene. So, okay, so this is the one that is in progress. So let me show you the one that I have completed, which is a little further down the layout here. Don't want to get you sick, so I'll kind of go slow here. Past Lighton, and past the town, crossing, and moving on down here. down the line a little more. Oops. Past the schoolhouse, schoolyard. And then just here we have our completed scene, almost completed scene. Yeah, set the tripod up. And so here is the final look. So we've added some super trees and woodland scenics trees and weeds, and so this is kind of, and then over there you see the other culvert. We added weeds to the top of it and around the sides, and so again I would like to pour water in here and some figures, you know, fishing and stuff like that. This is based on the Des Moines Valley Railroad is based on a prototype Rock Island line here near in Pella, and so there was a creek that meandered in and out, and it's called Machackanaut Creek. So I thought I would go ahead and name it that, and so the couple of places that I come in and out, we will call it Machackanaut Creek. So yeah, so that's kind of the long and the short of it. It's been a blast to do. Just wanted to share it with you guys, and hope everybody's had a great holiday, and have a happy new year. We'll talk with you later. Bye.